Welcome everyone to the 2022-2023 golf season preview. Yes, they have competed already in the fall of 2022, but we're in 2023. It means the real season kicks into gear because this is a spring championship sport. Coach Jeff Anderson, you are here with us today. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. Just the grind has started, so the kids are excited. I'm excited to get going. So yeah, it'll be Sunday for our first event, so looking forward to it.
Now, before we get into the golf season and how everyone's doing, talk a little bit about this space. We're a little off of the new Gray Family Golf Studio. It's rained a lot recently, right. So is it just a huge blessing to be able to practice still with the simulator?
Definitely a great resource to have, especially with, like you said, the rain that we've got. It's something that we've utilized for the last month or so. It's a game changer. The kids definitely improve. Just to get the feedback that they're looking for, and as a coach, that's important. But yeah, it's a blessing to have. We're super excited that we can continue to use it, and I know we'll learn a lot from it too. So it's a lot of fun.
Good. I've seen you already pointed out on the instant replay machine, the swing stuff. You need to help me figure out where my driver goes wrong.
For sure, absolutely.
There we go. Yeah. So talk a little bit about the fall season then. The women had second. Just barely edged out by Hope over in the first event of the year. And then they kind of got through a little rough stretch, facing some tough competition out in Hawaii. The men, kind of a slower start, but kind of progressed, eventually ended up second up at the William Jessup, now technically the Jessup, as they just recently rebranded, event before that got rained out. So talk about each team's progress over the fall course of the season.
Yeah, like you said, good way to kick off the fall season with the girls. One day event, just trying to get that competition, those juices flowing. My women's team's very steady. Like you said, we got a little rough period there, and then finishing up in Hawaii. I really feel like the girls kind of turned a new page and getting ready for the spring. Some good scores on a tough golf course. It was some tough competition. And then on the men's side, we got a lot of new faces. And I think that with those new faces and with my returning players, they've kind of gelled together. And I'm really excited to kind of see how they progress in the spring. Fall probably wasn't their best scoring wise, but I know that they've worked hard and they're really excited to kind of get going on the spring. So, yeah.
Well, then break down the rosters a little bit. Start on the men's side. Obviously, as you said, a lot of new faces to the team. Mm-hmm. So, who's playing? And most of the team was averaging in and around the low 80s for their fall stroke average. And talk a little bit about them and kind of where you hope that they can all fall here in the spring portion.
Yeah, scoring, I hate to look at it scoring-wise because I don't think the scoring averages kind of dictate how well they play, but it is what it is. We are led by a freshman, Blake Continti from Clovis, California. He's been very consistent for us. We have Rex Robinette that's coming in from Kansas, and then we have two transfers, Casey Dilger and Matthew Wilkes that have kind of come in and contributed. And then last but not least, our senior captain, AJ Pujols. He's been a steady force for 4 years. He's really hungry to have a really good spring season. Again, scoring averages are what they are, but I know that each and every one of those guys can play better, and they'll be the first one to tell you that. And kind of rounding it off, we have Dante Finaro. He kind of comes in and out of the traveling squad. And then, they're all competitive. We have a very competitive 5-6 guys that really want to compete, and they really want to win, and they push each other. So that's exciting. So, and on the women's side,
yes, please. We'll flip it to the women.
We'll flip it to the women. Yeah, so women's side, like I mentioned earlier, very consistent. We're led by right now junior Brooklyn Motsky, who's put in a lot of work over the fall and the off season. Annabelle Lee, sophomore, comes in, has contributed a lot. Another junior, Zoe Lynch. Our senior captain, Cameron Keller, didn't have the best fall, but I know that she's definitely put in the time and effort to kind of get ready for the spring. And then a couple new faces, some freshmen in there that have come in, put in the hard work. Haven't had a chance to compete so much, but hopefully to get their opportunity. And another senior, Angela Dean. Just a good class. They're, like I said, I forgot about Shada Tiglaus, she's sophomore. She's definitely put in the work, and she's definitely contributed to the team. Again, we're very excited.
Good.
Yeah.
championship, obviously, as I said, in the upcoming, or this semester, it's not even the upcoming semester, we're already in it. The NAI championships will be later in the season, but first you got to get through the season, and you have to qualify either as an at-large or through winning the GSAC. The women have done that once, the men looking for their first, hoping for a double. But before we get into the GSAC, run us through the schedule, and we'll start on the women's side.
Sure.
Where they go?
Yeah. First of all, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to Arizona, in Ottawa, University of Spring. Invite Coach Barrett runs a great tournament there at Sterling Grove. Good competition. I've kind of scheduled some new events this year for the women's side, just for different exposure. Playing a lot of D2 teams. We'll be going up to the Pebble Beach area to play the Patriot Invitational. It's hosted by Dallas Baptist. That's going to be a really challenging tournament for my girls. Some top ranked teams in Division II. I know my girls can definitely stack up with those schools, so exciting, times for them. I think we do a Santa Rosa tournament for the Sonoma State up at Santa Rosa, and then we finished out our season obviously with GSAC, and then again some new tournaments. Super excited for the opportunity that they get to have to play those different schools and some challenging golf courses too.
Men will also start at the OUAZ Spring Invite. Where do they then go off to?
Yeah, so after that we do a one-day event up in Rustic Canyon with Hope, Westmont College, and Occidental College, and then we go to the Northwest Nazarene event up in Livermore, Poppy Ridge Golf Course, super challenging golf course. Again, I've kind of changed the schedule a little bit in years past, but we play in the next event. We'll be doing the Masters College at Crystal Air. And then we'll finish up with GSAC. So guys are hungry, good tournaments, and top quality schools too.
And then if I am correct, Sterling Grove will be the GSAC site, yes?
Briarwood.
Briarwood, okay, yes. But still,
2 years ago we played Briarwood,
yes. So talk a little bit about that course and where the rest of the GSAC staff's at the moment.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, Briarwood, great golf course. On the women's side, we had Cameron Keller finish second as an individual at that golf course. Team side, I feel like both the men and women competed very well. I know they're excited to go back and to play. I, as a coach, am excited because I feel like it's a golf course where we can definitely have a potential to win. And I think for GSAC, we're kind of. I like to be like the silent assassin, so to speak. Kind of just we don't want to be too loud, but. I think the teams could, we're staying quiet right now, but I think we're definitely someone to be reckoned with. And I know the kids are, and I keep saying this, but they genuinely are hungry to win a GSAC championship. So, and that's on both sides, for sure.
Who else is getting noise then? If you're going to be the creepers in the back waiting to strike, who's the ones that are making the trumpet noise out front?
Obviously you got your OUAZ squad on the men's side. Masters College is definitely a force. I'll be honest, I think all the teams in our conference have a really good squad. All the coaches have done a great job recruiting. That's what's exciting about our conference. We have a very competitive conference. And then you have obviously Vanguard. Obviously on the men's side we've kind of been toward the bottom, but I really feel like we're going to make some noise this spring. And on the women's side, we got Mendel College is very established. Coach Givens does a great job as well. Ottawa, another school that's, they're steady. Coach Barrett does a very good job. And we're right there too, along with Hope. Coach Sock has done a really good job with recruiting, bringing in some new players. And again, I just said this, but we're all competitive. And it's exciting to be able to compete at a high level. And that we know that we stand and we feel like we are one of the best teams. So it's exciting.
Good. Well, we are excited for you to get this season going this weekend out in Arizona.
Absolutely.
As you go to Sterling Grove. Now, unfortunately, no 2 home events this year, so check the VanguardAlliance.com website for the schedule, as well as results and other information for the golf team. If you are in the NorCal area, Arizona, one of the other places, spectators are allowed.
Yep.
Just check in with us and Coach Anderson to see how you can get out and watch both golf teams play. Coach Anderson, best of luck this season. We're rooting for you.
Thank you.
It'll be exciting times in the golf program.
Absolutely. Thank you.